Hi, Chris. How are you?
Good, good. How about you?
Doing good, doing good. Just woke up today, had some coffee, got some Chinese food, accused my
Mm.
boss of being an alien. It was a good day.
Oh, really? Really? How's that going?
They didn't believe me, so I had to kidnap them, put them in my basement, and don't tell anyone.
Gotcha.
What about you? Come across any aliens lately?
No, some weird looking ones, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, next time, just make sure to look away from the mirror. Welcome back to Crosscut, everybody. I am your human host, Josh.
And I'm your alien host, Chris. Whoops.
I knew it. I knew he was an alien. Let me put on my sunglasses so he looks like the creatures from They Live. Also, did this movie give you kind of They Live vibes at certain point?
At some point, yes.
Okay.
Definitely with that psychological effect for sure.
Before we get into the movie of the week, which is Bugonia, the newly released film, man, we got to talk about some shit. I got to talk. I already texted you about this, but man, I got to talk about this.
Oh, so excited. I'm so excited.
So for people that don't know, and by the time this airs, it's already out there, so it'll be a few days. But I came across an article today on Variety, and immediately texted it to Chris, and I think the phrase was "Bro, no fucking way."
Right.
And the article is Universal confirms a fourth Mummy movie with stars Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz set to return. Am I still dreaming? Like, dude, come on, let's go. Awesome.
Awesome. I just know.
Oh, I could not believe it when I read that. For the longest time, I've been just like, man, will they? We talked about this. We did a Mummy episode at some point, I think, or we talked about this.
Three.
That's right, we did all three, and we talked about like the idea of them ever trying to come back, and I think it was like wishful thinking. It's been what 17 years since the last Brendan Fraser one, and then it's been 20 something years since the last Rachel Weisz one. So it's just like
seeing them reunited is gonna be.
Oh, and it was one of those things where it was like it was on Variety. It was the second listed article of the day. I was like, this is real. I confirmed it with other entertainment news outlets. It wasn't just like one of those things that you see on like a Google thing or something. You're just like, oh.
Right.
But I was like, oh. And then the team that's going to be directing it, so it's not going to be the original director of the first two.
Right, I saw as the one the guys who pretty much relaunched Scream.
Correct. Radio Silence is like their name, and they're good, man. They're good. They did Ready or Not. I don't know if you ever saw that one about the
I saw that one.
that one was good. And then they did Scream 5 and 6. They also did a segment on the original VHS movie, if you remember the final one, the Halloween one at the end, where it's the four guys, and then they come across the girl and they save her, and then they end up on the train tracks. So they're really talented filmmakers. I am stoked to see what happens with this.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'll be there opening night. Which is funny because Universal's already doing a Mummy movie, which is going to come out next year with a different filmmaker. But man, if this does well, maybe they'll do a couple of these. Rick O'Connell is back. Let's go.
Rick O'Connell. I really hope to get on Jonathan, and
I think he'd come back. For sure. Yeah,
that would be cool.
I mean, if Emotech could come back somehow. Noxuna Moon, maybe. I don't know. It just
I feel like that's too much. It's already been they're there.
I know, but it's been so long. I just love to see these characters on screen together again.
Maybe on a flashback.
Yeah, do a flashback or something. But the only problem with Emotet is that the actor's obviously clearly older, and the character died, so he'd have to de-age him, so it could look weird. Whatever, I don't care. As long as they just go back to Egypt, and I don't know, man, it's going to be so much fun. So that's the news of the day. Let's get to our feature presentation. Bugonia. This is a movie that I was in Florida the most recently last week, and I texted you like, hey, do you want to go see a movie? And you said yes, and we went and saw Bugonia, which was my choice movie I wanted to see. We saw it at the
Oh,
Enzian, which is a great little movie theater in Orlando. For anybody
oh
that's
yeah,
never been, go
definitely
check
worth
out the
going to.
Enzian. You were into it, man. You were really into this movie.
Give me sci-fi and horror, I'm all for it. This was really good. It kept you thinking a lot, and it kept messing with your head. Like, is this fake? Is she, just playing around? Is she actually real?
First of all, I probably should give a little spoiler warning. So if you've not seen Bugonia,
Yeah,
we're definitely going to spoil it because it has a
right.
question throughout the movie that gets answered at a certain point. The story is these two guys kidnap a CEO who think she is an alien, and they basically have her hostage, trying to get information from her to save the planet. That's the story. It stars
Right.
Jesse
That's the.
Plemons, a fantastic actor. It stars Emma Stone, an Oscar-winning actress,
Mhm.
and I don't remember the name of the guy that played his cousin.
I
Oh,
don't
I,
know.
I don't even remember the name of the cousin. But was it
It was
Dan?
Teddy and
Dan?
Don.
Don. Okay, that was close. Jesse Plemons does a great job as this guy who probably has spent a little too much time on the internet, but also
Mhm.
has this kind of tragic backstory, which also makes sense to parts of the reason why he's doing this. And Emma Stone plays this very powerful looking CEO type. It's really sets up the whole question of, is she an alien or is she not an alien? And you find
Right.
out at the end what the answer is. And because we've
Yeah.
already gave a spoiler warning,
She is an alien through and through.
but man,
But
it
the
keeps
way they
you
did
it keeps
everything.
it keeps you like guessing. Like for the longest time I was like, I don't think she's an alien. I
See, I didn't think so either. But now, like looking back to it, like the first thing they do is they kidnap her, right? I mean, that scene is hilarious when they're trying to kidnap her.
Yeah, they go to her house. Did you notice that they were wearing Jennifer Aniston masks? I didn't know
I
what
wasn't
those.
sure what the face was.
Yeah, I thought it was Emma Stone at first. Like, are they wearing masks of
Uh,
her? But I read afterwards that they were Jennifer Aniston masks.
that's so random. I know there was Jennifer Aniston mask and the beekeeper suits. It's like they kept trying and trying to get her. She kept slipping away from them until they finally got her. When she wakes up afterwards in the basement and she's all like really out of sorts, and you see her shaved head and whatever cream they put on her. That's not the first reaction I thought she was gonna do with the shaved head. I thought she was gonna be like crazy, like you shaved my head. But then thinking about it, like, huh,
She comes
nah.
at it as a very pragmatic standpoint where it's like she
Hmm.
processes everything before she makes her move.
Yeah,
Which
she's
again,
definitely analyzing them first, for sure.
yes, which also plays into, is that just the powerful CEO type of person she is, or is it the extraterrestrial part of who she is?
Right. And the more she like talks to them, by the way, she talks a lot during this movie. I didn't expect her to just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. But the way she like messes with them, just trying to get away from them using reverse psychology and playing with their emotions, especially with Teddy.
You know what I noticed, or I kind of think about now? We never
Hmm.
see a scene of her by herself post kidnap that's not her, like, even like on camera. Like, you know how they had the little surveillance camera on her?
Yeah.
So basically, they were always watching her, so she always had to act the part. But we never
Right.
see a scene of her by herself while kidnapped where maybe the cameras weren't rolling, or maybe we see the persona dropped. Because she obviously knows that she's an alien, but if she knew that she was by herself and nobody was watching, she could, like, be
Be her that
herself.
alien self, yeah. And yeah, and she knew she was being watched, even when she's like crying. It's like that's all for show. Because even Teddy trying to like talking to Don, like trying to convince him that she's actually an alien, like, and she knows you're watching, trying to get your sympathy. Jeez, talk about conspiracy theory guy. Jeez, the whole part that it's actually true. He was completely right about everything.
Which I kind of love that he was right in the end. And I know I told you this, it reminded me of 10 Cloverfield Lane. It's kind of a
Right.
similar idea. I mean, you haven't seen the movie, but you haven't seen it. It's been 10 years, so yeah, I'm going to spoil it for you. John Goodman is like the same idea. He basically is like,
Mm.
these aliens attacked us, and it turns out he was right. So it's like the
Um,
same idea. Even both movies have a spaghetti at dinner scene.
right, you told me about that. The fact that he was right, and I mean, I really feel bad for his cousin from the beginning.
So that actor actually is autistic in real life. I also read.
Ah, okay.
So I thought that was interesting.
I still feel bad for him. Like he literally just he was dragged into that.
Yeah, and it seems like the cousin doesn't have anyone else in life. Like I'm not sure
Right.
where his if he has parents, if he's got brothers or sisters. It seems like it's just
No.
Teddy that he had,
Just
and he
he even tells her like Teddy's all I have. I love him.
and that's really sad because that's all he has, and that's what he's dealing with.
Yeah, but that's the other thing. Like he has no choice but to go along with him.
I also just don't think he knows better to like. I mean, he questions at times, but
He does
he still
question it. He
seems
does have his like moral compass, but he's just not sure. It's his cousin. He's going to believe his cousin.
Teddy, the Jesse Plemons character.
Mhm.
I mean, he's also very articulate. So,
Yes,
he
very.
he holds his own in certain scenes with Emma Stone, where they'll do a little back and forth of some mind games, and he'll hold his own, and he'll have his. It's almost like watching like a debate go back and
Right,
forth, and then at a certain point he might get frustrated, and then that's when he realizes the physical violence comes out because
right.
I think early on, I think he slaps her or something early
Well,
on.
the first he doesn't go right away to hurt her first. He ends up like breaking a chair and
That's
whatnot.
right. He almost looked like he was going to throw the chair at her, but he throws it away.
Away.
And that
Yeah.
was my first indication, like, okay, this guy's prone to violence.
And she realized that quickly. And that's when she changed her approach and being more calm with him, like saying what he wants to hear
Yeah,
more than contradicting him all the time, just to get him to get violent and whatnot. And then, yes, the second time he slaps her.
right. So he gets a little bit more physical. He even jumps on the table at one point and like tackles her. So he's a very violent
Right.
guy. And then of course we see not well. Actually, I was about to say not a ton of deaths in this movie, but completely wrong. Everybody dies in this movie. Actually, human.
Oh, human. Yes.
Yeah.
Human. Oh,
I love that
yeah.
ending, by the way, where she basically kills everybody, and you just see all these shots of just people just dead everywhere.
Besides the actual planet, she never really did kill anybody.
Well, wasn't she the one that popped the little ozone?
No, yeah, but I mean, like physically kill them.
Oh, okay,
Like
right. So
Don kills himself. Teddy blows himself up. The cop Teddy kills. Yeah, that's it, right? That's the only those are the only
I
people
think
you
those are the only deaths before the finale.
and it's interesting. Even Teddy's mom, she didn't do it.
This movie has a lot of, I want to say, like metaphors going on. There's a whole thing with the bees, which I
Right.
kind of got out of that. Like she was the queen bee. She
Hmm.
ends up being the emperor, as they call her in the movie.
Right.
But yeah,
And
the whole thing with the
I like
bees was interesting because also doesn't that play into part of like why he's onto them because the bees were dying?
right. I think it was also because of what she was making all those experiments.
Mm,
Had to do something with the bees, but then she was also trying to not reverse it, but trying to protect the bees too, because she even made the whole speech of like she admires the bees. Like she was actually trying to help the planet, but she in the end realized that the parasite for the planet is humans.
So was Teddy that breaking point for her to essentially? So isn't that ironic that he's trying to save the world and he technically is the one that ends up causing the end of humanity?
Yeah. It's like, come on, that's where that redneck uh, mentality comes in.
But his whole reasoning why he kidnaps her, this isn't the first person that we find out it's not the first person that he kidnapped, and I think he essentially kidnaps her because of the backstory with the mom.
I think so. That's the only thing that makes sense to me.
Right.
Because
So for the mom, for context, is I for like the first half of the movie, I thought she already was dead. They didn't do a great job of maybe like explaining that she was still alive at certain point. I was just like, oh, the mom's dead. We find out no, she's just in like a coma. Is he trying to save her, or it's not until
right,
she says we can save her that he's like, oh.
he's trying to save her because now he would have already pulled the plug on her a while ago. It's also in that flashback, the black and white, where she's telling him all that stuff that like they're here to hurt us and whatnot.
But it actually seems like they actually the Emma Stone
Mhm.
character like was not trying to hurt her. They were trying to find a way to make them better, right?
Right, like the whole like a scientist, you give them the disease and then find a way to cure it. Just this time it was actually taking a lot longer than it was supposed to.
So if Teddy had just waited, maybe
Hmm.
things would have been fine.
Exactly.
And again, he's the reason why the world ends.
Yep, he's the main reason. He showed her that humanity is a parasite.
We got to watch this movie on 35 millimeter, which was great.
Oh yeah.
I really loved the cinematography of the movie. There's like certain
Yeah.
shots. It's really interesting. There's like certain static shots that kind of hold for a while. And then there's certain like dolly shots where it was like him riding his bike and you can see the camera just kind of like tracking him and stuff
Right.
like that. And then I really liked how the movie looked. I wonder if they shot this on film. I think they did. And I
I
thought it
would
looked
say,
great.
I would say they shot it on film, yeah.
And then I do really like the music, that like really intense like
I like
music
that
at
too. I
times.
like the music. I like the music. The static shots, they're incredibly simple, but what they're doing makes it very intense. Like the dinner scene or him and the cop too.
Yeah, I think of the scene of him in the car where he gets like mad and you can see the car like rocking. It's
Oh
like a
yeah.
static shot, but there's something going on within
Right.
the shot. So
Hmm.
there's some sort of movement somehow.
Exactly. And I like it. It works. It just works. Half the time I was also thinking like he has a car, why doesn't he use it?
I thought that too. I was like, maybe I guess the car maybe it was didn't work.
Either two other reasons. They can track you with your GPS or something in the car, or it creates it ruins the ozone layer. I'm gonna ride the bike. That's what I thought.
I thought maybe he just didn't have a driver's license for some reason.
Probably doesn't.
Yeah, are you familiar with this director? He did you ever watch he did The Lobster, he did Poor Things, he did some other ones. I saw Poor Things,
Um,
which another Emma Stone movie. That is a weird movie. Poor Things is it's a really visual movie, but definitely very weird. This is definitely a more for his style it seems like a more
weird.
simplified. No, no, this movie's weird, but compared to Poor Things, like just watch the trailer for that, you'd be like, "Oh,
Poor
this is
thing.
like
The poor thing
really
was like she's like brought back to life or something like that.
kinda, yeah." It's got like Willem Dafoe and
Right.
um
I saw the trailer for it. I never saw the movie.
yeah, it was a really weird movie. I was kind of mixed on it. I think that's kind of this director's style is very visual, like European
Mm.
style.
I love the way it looked. I love the back and forth, the real truth about her and how she just really played them. I know at the end when she brings him back to her office and it's got that comedy of like the blinds. She closes them like, can they see us in here? Like, no. Everyone's just staring anyway. Then the calculator is the
The detonator
portal.
or yeah.
I did not expect them to blow up. I really thought
There's
she did it, but then I was like, wait, she never pressed enter.
this movie has a lot of shock factor moments that really you were
Yeah.
like our theater, like there's definitely reactions for sure, and I definitely saw it from you like visually. I think
Hmm.
at one point you just went like oh or something like that at one point.
Yeah. I mean, the first,
Well, the biggest one was Dawn's death
yeah,
scene. That was the biggest
I was gonna say
shock.
that was I think that was my first one. Yeah, he kills himself, and I'm like, like no. And then when he breaks her leg,
Hmm.
that was another like, ow. And then definitely when he blows himself up.
So there's definitely some scenes where you're gonna go like, oh shit, for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. Yeah.
It's a good movie to watch in a theater with people. In like how we did it. Like if I went and saw this, the Regal here, and there was like 10 people in the theater, it would not have been the same experience.
And yeah, yeah. That's the Enzian, so it's like you literally have people all around you, not just in a row.
Yeah, and you got people that are actually like care about the story and aren't just there
Right.
for whatever reason. And I guess we'll show our little souvenir. Well, I'll show the souvenir we got.
I
So
might pick the room, but
that's fine. When I was in California a week before Chris and I went and saw the movie, I was at City Walk at Universal Studios, and they had a pop up for Focus Features, which is the production company that made this movie. And they were selling Bugonia merchandise. They had hats, shirts, candles. It was a cool little pop up that they did. And one of the things that they gave us was this little bookmark, if you can see it, and it's got a film strip in it from the movie. So that's something they gave us. And then when Chris and I went and saw the movie, at the end, they gave each of us the actual film strip part that was in the bookmark. So it's a cool little thing, just like scenes from the movie. I don't know if these are actually from actual prints of the movie. I think they were just recreated, but I mean, it looks,
yeah, they were recreated.
looks like an actual film strip.
Yeah,
And then here's our ticket from the night,
take it.
Bugonia.
Enzian.
I think the Enzion, I don't even think they're actually, it's like an organization or like almost
It's
like
a
a
nonprofit.
nonprofit. Yeah, which is funny because when I went to the one in California, it was also a nonprofit. So it's kind
Yeah.
of interesting how those movie theaters, these more
Well,
like kind of independently ran movie
yeah,
theaters
right. I was
are
gonna say.
nonprofits. So it's actually
Mhm.
really interesting.
I like when they do that. They're more focused on independent filmmaking. I really like that. And they also host the film slam and
Not anymore.
diversity. Oh, no, anymore.
No, they don't host it anymore. I mean, I don't think
Well,
Film
I know
Slam
they.
even really is that
I know it's
active.
been dying out.
Yeah.
So,
For
but
people
they
that are
do.
wondering, Film Slam was a monthly film festival in Orlando. You could submit your film for free, and then they would premiere it or they showed it at the Enzian Theater,
But besides Film Slam, they do work with the Florida
Florida Film
Film Festival.
Festival. Right. Yeah. Before the movie, there was a little video by Sean Baker who was
Florida
talking
Project.
about yeah, because they're trying to restore their projector or get a new project like a 4K projector for the
Mhm.
theater. So he was, and he's Sean Baker's a big film enthusiast. Like he is all about, shoot on film and watch a movie, like a Quentin Tarantino kind of guy.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it was cool to see that because Sean Baker, yeah, he did the Florida Project, which was filmed near Disney and so near Orlando, and he won 4 Oscars this year for Honora. So he won, which I
Mhm.
think he broke the record for most wins in a night by one person. Yeah, he won
Huh.
director, editor, screenplay, and best picture. So he won
Mhm.
4 Oscars in one night. And this is a guy who came from like a complete independent world. Like his first feature film was shot on an iPhone. It was called Tangerine. It's a pretty good movie,
Oh,
actually.
I think I've heard about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he did Florida Project, and then he did a movie called Red Rocket, which I really like, and then most
Oh,
and then most recently Nora. But he's very much like an experimental kind of filmmaker, and um, it was cool. It was cool to see that before the movie. I love the Enzian. It's still one of my favorite theaters. I wish I still lived down in Orlando. I'd go more often.
I want to go more often. I just keep forgetting about going to the Enzion, which I'm so used to going to AMC or Regal. I'm so used to it. All like, oh, I don't really look it up.
Well, you should. So, yeah, Begonia, final thoughts. I think it's a wild movie. It'll keep you intrigued if you like mystery. I think this movie does a great job of setting up a simple question and giving you the answer, which I think a mystery movie should do that. Simple question and boom, it gives you the answer. There's the payoff.
Yeah, I agree. It does keep you thinking throughout the whole movie. It really does. Yeah, it keeps you thinking. It keeps you trying to root for the the main character, and you feel sorry at the same time. It's like a mix of emotions too, watching this movie. But all in all, it's a really nice comedy, sci-fi, horror, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I
I
guess
don't
the
think,
one thing we never find out is why is it called Begonia?
yeah, I don't
It's
know.
it's one of those art
I,
house things.
I just need to say that when she goes to her ship, they all look like they're dressed in yarn.
It does look like that.
It's big yarn outfits with long hairs and everything,
I
which
I
explains why they shaved her head.
I'd love to know the creative process behind the design of the aliens. Like, what was that all about? But it was
I mean,
funny.
they are humanoids, so it was easier to, not no makeup or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's just the outfits. It's just so why? And her final outfit, because she has no hair, she has like a yarn wig on.
Yeah.
My
But it's a
God.
good time. And you know the best part about the movie? The human race may have died, but the
Mm,
dogs lived.
the dogs do live.
That's all that matters. It's
Yeah,
all we care. It's all we care about here on Crosscut. Fuck
the,
people,
the dogs.
just like the one sitting behind you.
Yep.
Chris could keel over right now, but as long as that dog is still breathing, that's all I care about.
There she is.
Right, Molly? You're all that matters in that room.
Yeah, yeah, she's fine.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap it up. Begonia, I say go check it out. If you can go on a date night like me and Chris did, holding hands and getting kissy kissy after, it's a good time. What do you think,
Yeah.
Chris? Final thoughts?
Uh, that definitely did not happen. Definitely
Oh,
go to Enzion. It was during Halloween, so that was pretty cool. Seeing they even had a like little hearse in the front. Uh, but all in all, I really like it. Go see it for yourselves. Cut, print, moving on.
all right. That's it. Cut and print this little film strip. And we are moving on to next week, which will be Twilight 2 New Moon. You wanted to do New Moon? Hopefully, Buy Me a Coffee won't come in for it.
Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying. Hopefully, nobody else does that. Wink,
Don't
wink.
jinx it. You're gonna cut all of this out.
No, I'm not.